Brandon, thanks for joining us here.
You're welcome.
Brandon, you were dealt kind of a crappy hand with the injury you sustained, and now your role is kind of more of a support role off the bench, which isn't necessarily the easiest job in the world. How do you prepare yourself for that role on game day?
I just go out there and get the players' water bottles filled up with Gabe. I make sure that they get hard work during practice. Just do whatever I can to help the team.
All right, very good. You have a brother, Jesse. He plays on the JV squad right now. He's coming up through the system, who knows, he might be on varsity next year. Now that you've gone through the whole 6-year process, what would be the best advice you could offer him on his career in the future?
He's heard me say this before then. Don't take any time off. Make sure you don't regret anything. Practice all the time. Just keep playing. Don't waste it.
Between the two of you, who's got the better shot, you or Jess?
I'd have to go with him. He's a better athlete.
That's probably too close to call for me. I'd say probably my favorite thing about watching you play, you're such a good defensive player. You got quick hands, you got quick feet. Really tough matchup for whoever is unfortunate enough to have you guarding you. That's my favorite memory. What is your favorite memory from your entire run as a basketball player for Lake City?
Just being out there with my friends, doing whatever I can. I remember in Saturday JV, I had a buzzer beater from half court at halftime.
Very nice. Brandon, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way. Good luck in your future, too. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Oliver. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Yep, thanks for the interview.
Right. Jack, you took your sophomore season off, and then you came out your senior year. What was the main factor behind the decision to come back out for basketball your junior and senior year?
Well, in 10th grade, I decided I'd try robotics out and, just see how it went. It wasn't really my favorite thing, so I decided to go back out for basketball, knowing I probably wouldn't be playing that much, but also knowing that I could help out the team in practice and give them better chances in the future.
Very good. Jack, I know anyway, maybe a sport you're a little more familiar with is golf. That's kind of how I know you. What's better, sinking a 30-foot putt or knocking down a three?
Equally, I get the same enjoyment out of them, but definitely the golfing, because it's something that's a lot more clutch, I could say. A lot more factors that go into it, more of a head game, which is something I enjoy more. So I'd say probably golfing more than basketball.
Yeah, unfortunately, I never have had the experience of hitting a three, but hitting the 30-foot putt is pretty cool, too. I would say, watching the whole career, I think my favorite memory of you, I think it was last year over the holiday tournament. Leo had a bunch of guys that were out sick, and they had to call you up for an emergency situation. And one of the games, I think you had like 6 or 7 threes. You just couldn't be stopped. That's one of my favorite memories of you. What's your favorite memory from your high school basketball career?
Well, I always enjoyed just the fact that I was with all my friends. Playing aspect, last 2 years I wasn't in there as much, but I still had a heck of a time practicing and warming up with the team. So I'd say probably just the best memories are the ones I had with my friends, the ones you'll never forget that happened in practice, and those big games that you won, like last night against Byron. That's one that'll stick with me the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's been, 9 years since I've been out of it. You still remember all that stuff. I can remember all the stuff from my time with the team. It probably will never leave your mind. So, Jack, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Good luck with your future, too.
Thanks.
Jack Falvey, ladies and gentlemen. Here with Mitch Kahinka, a senior from the Lake City Tigers basketball team. Mitch, thanks for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
All right. Mitch, you have kind of a unique experience. You get to play with your younger brother, Brady. Sure, there's a lot of stories about, playing with your siblings in sports, but not usually, your siblings that are that much younger than you. How has that experience been this season?
It's been awesome. I've loved playing with my younger brother. It's really unique because he's a freshman and I'm a senior, so I didn't really ever think that I'd ever get the chance to play with him when I was younger, but it's really cool I got the opportunity to.
It's funny how those things usually work out, but, it's why you just never know what's coming up. Mitch, you might not be a quote-unquote superstar on the team. The general populace downtown at Coffee maybe doesn't know who you are as much as some other guys, but you always seem to be making one or two plays a game that oftentimes turn the whole tide of the game. Like in La Crescent, you had the steal after Ben hit the three that led to his other three, those kind of things. What are your thoughts on those type of plays, and how do you put yourself in position to make those type of plays?
I definitely know my role on the team. I try to find an opportunistic time and just whenever they put the ball out there, try to make a big steal or make a good pass to one of my open teammates and help win in any way.
All right. I'd say, I remember you from back when you were in 7th grade, and I think there's not really one moment that sticks out at the top. I think you had your sophomore year on JV, you had a buzzer beater against Pine Island. Generally, I think my favorite thing about watching you play is just the scrappy attitude and the never give up. You're always usually the guy making the plays when we're down, even if it's 20 points. That's my favorite memory. What's your favorite memory from your time with the Lake City Tigers?
My favorite memory from being a Lake City Tiger is this last time when we played Zimbrota and we sealed up the conference championship and beat them in a really close game. And my other favorite memory is playing with my younger brother. It's been really awesome, and my senior year's been great.
Well, it's certainly been fun to watch. Mitch, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way, and good luck in your future, too.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mitch Kahinka. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coleman, family's kind of a big theme with your basketball career. Your dad's a coach, your brother, Mr. Tiger, everything. He's just about everywhere. Of course, I do the play-by-play. How's that been like, having it be such a family-ingrained activity?
It's a good thing and something that we can all do together and enjoy at the same time and have success at together. And, yeah.
Well, how about those nights when you don't do so good? It's got to be a little tough around the house, right?
Those are not good nights, no.
Oh, I would certainly think not. Coleman, your freshman year, you were brought up about 2/3 of the way through the season. It was a memorable playoff run, and you played a pretty big part of it. How did that help you the subsequent 3 years, that experience your freshman year?
Well, I just felt going into games that I had already played in big games and had experience, so I felt more confident in my abilities that I could perform at a high level when it mattered most.
All right. Coleman, I think my favorite memory watching you play, there's been a lot of them, in the aforementioned playoff run in 2010, in the Byron game, you had that mega block on, I believe, Taylor Conkle was his name. It was one of my more memorable calls. That's my favorite memory of you playing basketball. What is your favorite time as a player throughout your career?
That is probably one of the most memorable, and or the Lourdes, beating Lourdes. That was another good one. Yeah, those two things. Both the Byron and Lourdes games, those were very memorable.
Yes, they certainly were. Coleman, thanks for joining us tonight. Good luck the rest of the way. Good luck in your future, too.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coleman Sweeney, number 22. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Ben, when it's all said and done, no matter what happens the rest of the way, you're going to be one of the more decorated, statistical, awards, that type of stuff, players in the history of the Lake City Tigers basketball program. There have been some pretty good players that come through here. How do you feel about being a part of all that?
Well, I'm honored. I've been with a great group of guys, and it's pretty special to be even thought of as one of the best to ever come out of Lake City.
Yeah, I'm sure it hasn't quite sunk in yet, right?
Definitely not, no.
And we still got a ways to go. There's a chance to make the legend grow, too. Part of that reason is you've hit a lot of ridiculously big shots over the course of your career. You know, we have the swashbuckler, the whole thing. How does it feel to be a guy that does that on a pretty consistent basis?
Oh, you caught me off guard on this one. I would have to say, honestly, it goes down to my teammates finding me late in the game. I mean, I normally try the same thing all game long, just get in a momentum or a rhythm, trying to get an open shot, and then late in the game, I try to even harder to get open, and then it just kind of falls into place. I don't know, not anything different than earlier in the game.
You probably knew this one was coming. Do you have a favorite one from from the Pantheon?
A favorite shot?
Yeah, favorite, game decider or big moment in a game kind of shot.
I would say Goodhue this year because we weren't playing well all game. We were having a rough time, and then I was especially playing really bad, really poor basketball. And then I hit one late in the game against them and then made a play at the end to steal the ball. That felt good.
You just about sent me through the roof of the gym, too, up in the press box with that. Ben, I have to look back. There's been so many good moments. I think one of my favorite, or at least one that stands out the most for me, your sophomore year when you were starting, and it was a game against Kenyon Wanamingo at home, and you hit a big shot to tie the game up at the end of it. And that was really, from my recollections, the first time I got excited about something that you did. Of course, the next 2.5 seasons, there'd be a lot of those, but that one kind of sticks out to me because it was the first time. And if I do recall, I don't even think we won that game. But that's my favorite memory. What's yours from your entire career as a Lake City Tiger?
My favorite memory I have two, I would say. The Zumbrota game, coming back from a 17-point deficit. I mean, and beating them in overtime, especially against Zumbrota, the big-time rival. And then La Crescent was a lot of fun this year. Definitely a special game for me. I don't think I've ever felt that good in a game before.
Yeah, it was a treat to call both those games. I remember them. I'll probably never forget them. It's been a lot of fun. Ben, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way, and good luck in your future, too.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Shramsky.